Hey there folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek into the Minimates Nick Fury Jr. and Heavy S.H.I.E.L.D. Agent 2-pack set by Diamond Select Toys and Art Asylum. This set is part of Wave 51 of the Minimates series sold through comic shops and specialty shops, and was first available in 2013, I believe, and sold for about $7 to $10. I got this set in 2014 when I found it at a comic shop called C&C Central in San Francisco, California, and I ended up paying $9.98 for this set. Taking a closer peek at the 2-pack set here, you can see that this includes 2 S.H.I.E.L.D. members, of course Nick Fury Jr. and the Heavy S.H.I.E.L.D. agent here on the right. And this set, Wave 51, is in a purple-clad packaging here, although the video shows it as blue. It's just my camera has a problem with processing the shade of purple correctly. And this set comes with quite a few parts. You can see some of it through the window here, and you can see a jetpack and an effect part there, some weaponry back there, and here a head, an extra head, and it's basically Steve Rogers. This package includes Steve Rogers parts, and I'm not sure what parts other than the head here may belong to Steve Rogers, but we'll have to find out when we open it up. But pretty cool, and you could see here I got the price sticker there from the store that I purchased it from, C&C Central, and only for $9.98. On this side of the packaging, you can see a artist rendition of Nick Fury Jr. And here on the other side, we have a picture of the Heavy S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. Here we have the back of the packaging, and we have other figures from Wave 51 of the Minimates series. We have Nick Fury Jr. there, the Heavy S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. We have also Maria Hill. And the Maria Hill set comes with another Heavy S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, so basically an army builder for this dude here. And on the front row, we have Nova, Sam Alexander, Superior Spider-Man, Shauna the She-Devil, and Savage Land Reaper. And at the bottom of the box, we have brief bios for Nick Fury Jr. on the left and the Heavy S.H.I.E.L.D. agent on the right. We'll be right back and have the contents of this package out of the package. Okay, we have the Nick Fury Jr. and Heavy S.H.I.E.L.D. agent out of the packaging. And one thing I like about these newer 2-pack Minimates sets is that Art Asylum has been adding a lot more bits to their sets compared to previous releases back in the day. Not only do you get the 2 figures in the set, but you have now, what I've noticed is that a lot more bits and pieces in addition to the 2 figures to configure the figures themselves where they actually new characters, which is really cool. So in a sense, in this particular set, in this case, you get potential up to 4 different types of characters you can outfit instead of just the 2 from the 2-pack set, which is pretty neat. Now we're going to go ahead and take a closer peek at these figures and their accessories, and there's quite a bit. And we're going to go ahead and start off with the Heavy S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, and it's a pretty cool figure. You can see this particular S.H.I.E.L.D. agent is outfitted a bit more than your typical S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. That's why he's called a heavy, I guess, because he's more heavily armored and armed, which is pretty cool. And taking a closer peek at this guy, you can see that this particular S.H.I.E.L.D. agent has a helmet here. Nicely sculpted helmet there, pretty cool. And he has a padded vest there, which has quite a bit of detail to it. I like it. You can see the texture on here of the padded vest there. It's pretty cool. And you also have some sculpting detail here and paint detail. Here we got a couple pouches, which is pretty neat. And then you have a magazine here in a loop, which is pretty cool. It would have been nice if that magazine itself was painted a different color other than white to help differentiate it from the loop and the strap there, but that's okay, it's not a big deal. But it's still pretty neat that they added that kind of detail. And also you can see that this particular S.H.I.E.L.D. agent has some elbow pads there, and also some heavy gloves, which is pretty neat. And you can see some detailing here on the shoulder there. The S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, our S.H.I.E.L.D. logo there, which is kind of neat. And underneath the vest, you can see that this particular S.H.I.E.L.D. agent has a belt with more pouches, all painted in white. That's the primary color scheme of this S.H.I.E.L.D. agency is blue and white there, and a mix of black. Oops. And this particular S.H.I.E.L.D. agent has some heavy boots up to knee-high level, which is pretty cool, and you have some padding on the knees itself, which is really a nice touch there. So, and that padding is part of the foot joint there, so you can see it along the side view there. So it's really neat. And going over articulation of this particular S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, it's your typical Minimate articulation, in that the head is on a ball joint, so you can move the head all the way around. I have to remove the helmet to do it. But you can move the head all the way around, as well as up and down slightly, and side to side slightly, and a rotational movement ever so slightly. But it's a bit limited due to the armor actually running into the head of the figure there. So it's not as wide-ranging as, like, say, the Nick Fury Jr. figure, which we'll take a look in a bit. The arms can go all the way around, and can go out about that much and in, and can rotate forward and back along the shoulder there. There is a hinge at the elbow where you can bend the arm about that much and straighten it out about that much. And on my particular figure, I had to push up the elbow pad a little bit to free up some of the movement of the elbow there. The hands can rotate at the wrist all the way around, so that's nice. The torso can go all the way around at the waist, so you just rotate that all the way around. The legs at the hip are on a ball socket joint, so you can move the leg upwards, downwards, and back, and can go slightly outwards, but not too much, and that's due to the sculpt on there. And the knees do bend on this particular figure, and they can straighten out that much. And for the feet, there is very little side-to-side movement, and that's primarily due to the sculpt of the padding at the knee and calf area. So pretty much typical Minimate articulation, but restricted in some areas, primarily at the feet and the head there. Now, this particular Minimate has quite a few accessories. A lot of it are for a different configuration of the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, but one accessory that comes included for the heavy S.H.I.E.L.D. agent is this blaster here, and it's a heavy blaster, I guess, and it's made of softer plastic here, where it can bend around a little bit, which is nice because this was severely bent in packaging. It was bent almost like that on there, and so you have to really bend it back into shape to straighten it out, at least on my figure. And this particular piece is made of or is painted in silver here, and is sculpted nicely. It's got some nice detailing on the sculpt there, and there is a grip there which the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent can grip the heavy blaster. Now the way these Minimates are designed, it's not easy, or if at all possible, to have this wielded with both hands, just due to the nature of the sculpt of the Minimate. So you're really restricted to just having it, holding it in one hand there. So this grip is pretty much useless for the Minimate, unless you really want to bend the piece, but you don't want to do that. So, but that's all right. That's to be expected with Minimates there. But a nice piece of heavy ordnance for the heavy S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. And there is also one other piece that is shared between the two different configurations, and that's the display base, which has a peg on there, so you can place the figure on. So that's kind of cool. Now the rest of the accessories that come with this particular S.H.I.E.L.D. agent is pretty neat, in that you can configure this heavy field agent into a normal S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, which is pretty neat. And so if you're army building and you really just need some regular S.H.I.E.L.D. guys, you can outfit him, or de-equip, I should say, this heavy S.H.I.E.L.D. agent into a normal S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, which is pretty neat that they included these. And what you have here for the regular S.H.I.E.L.D. agent configuration is a pistol on there. I guess this could be used by the heavy S.H.I.E.L.D. agent if you wanted to. And you also have a knife as well, all painted in silver on there, and very small and easy to lose if you're not too careful with that. So that's kind of cool. And then you have a leg sheath for the knife, which is pretty cool. And it's got some sculpting detail. It's kind of hard to see due to the color here, but it's there. And then you have a harness here with a holster for the pistol, which is pretty neat. And then you also have a hairpiece if you don't want your S.H.I.E.L.D. agent to wear the helmet, which is nice. So if you wanted to configure this heavy S.H.I.E.L.D. agent into a normal, I guess regular S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, yeah, you can do that. What you have to do is take off the helmet there and remove the head. And what you can do is slip off the jacket here, the padded vest on there. And you can replace it with the harness here with the holster. Now there's a hole here where the neck peg goes through. And you just slip it on top over the top. You might have to finagle it a little bit on here. The sides are kind of broken up a little bit so you can fit it around the torso of the figure. And if you want to make it easier, you can pull the arms out to slip this over, but do that. And what you have is a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent here with that harness. You can put the head back on, and if you want to use the helmet, you can. Or you can use the supplied hairpiece, so you have a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent with a nice haircut there. And for the leg sheath there, you just want to go ahead and take off the leg. And I'll see if I can take off the right leg here. And I believe you can put this leg sheath on either leg. So, but I'm going to put it on the right leg there. Oops, I have it upside down. Let me pull this out here and put this back on and put the leg back on. Snap that into place, and you can place the knife in the sheath. Just pretty cool. It fits nice and snug there. And if you want, you can place the pistol into the holster. And what you have here is a regular S.H.I.E.L.D. agent on here. Now, I don't think the boots here are meant to be removed, because they don't supply you an extra pair of feet, because the padding on here is part of the sculpt of the foot. Let me just pull that out to show or illustrate. Let's see, guys. You can see it's all one piece here. I'm getting the focus there. So you don't have an extra foot, so that will stay on this figure for a normal S.H.I.E.L.D. agent configuration. So, which is pretty cool. Now, I guess for this particular S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, if you wanted to, you could remove the elbow pads as well, and maybe the gloves, or at least the heavy portion of the gloves here at the wrist. So, to make it look even more different. But you have a normal S.H.I.E.L.D. agent in this configuration now, which is pretty cool. That Asylum allows you to configure different types of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents for army building, which is really, really neat. Now we're going to go ahead and take a closer peek at the second figure in the set, and that's the Nick Fury Jr. Figure. And this is a pretty neat figure, and is also meant for a different configuration, but we'll get into that in a little bit. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the details of Nick Fury Jr. here. And we have here a eye-patched head there, and I'm not sure if this is the same design as the movie Avengers Nick Fury, the Samuel L. Jackson Nick Fury, because I know that this particular Nick Fury in the comics was designed after the actor, even prior to the Avengers movie. At least the ultimate version of Nick Fury, I think. And I think this one may have been as well. So I'm not sure if this is the same head design as the one that's supplied with the movie Avengers Nick Fury Minimate. I'll have to go take a look. Mine is in a bin somewhere, but I'm going to guess it is, but if I'm wrong, I apologize. But it's pretty cool. It's got a stern expression to its face, which is nice. Now you have this Nick Fury Jr. outfitted in a slightly different suit compared to the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent here, in that you have the stars and stripes going on, which is also shared by Steve Rogers, Commander Steve Rogers, so which is pretty cool. And you can see that this particular Minimate has a harness, and what's cool about this harness, it's an add-on piece, but compared to other harnesses with other figures I've seen in the past, this particular harness has something equipped on it, and it looks like a couple of pouches underneath here. A lot of harnesses I've seen, like with the Marvel Legends Steve Rogers figure, the harnesses really doesn't have anything on it. It's just a piece of webbing, really, that's wrapped around the chest of the figure. And I always question about that, because what's the use of the harness if there's nothing to use it for other than for decoration? But this particular harness has a use. It does have a pouch underneath there, so that's kind of cool. Would have been nice to have a holster there, but oh well. But I guess the holster is down here at the leg, and which is kind of cool. You can see that there, and that's actually, is that sculpted as part of the leg? No, it's an additional piece, but it looks like it was meant to fit over this particular figure on here, at least the way this is designed. Or it could be just a generic piece, I'm just not familiar with it, but it's got some nice sculpting detail on it, or on the strap of and the holster itself, which is kind of cool. And this particular Minimate has a belt, pretty much standard type of pouched belt that's used before, but just in a different color there. And then you have what I call waders, but they're really just boots with some padding on there. But they look like the World War II waders. But you have the waders here. They are different from the boots of the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, as you can see here. They do have the same design where it's part of the sculpt of the actual foot. Let me see if I can just pull that off. You can see there. You got that nice piece of plastic there up front. So got that, and you can see it's got sculpting even on the side there, which is kind of cool. So Nick Fury Jr. Is a pretty cool figure, and is even made cooler with the interchangeability with the bonus set that the Art Asylum had configured this particular figure with, which is really cool. Before we get into that, we're going to go ahead and go over the accessories that come included with this Nick Fury Jr. Of course, we have a pistol here. And this particular pistol is painted in silver, like the other weapon accessories with the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. But this pistol is a little bit different. It has a laser sight at the bottom, which is neat. And the figure can wield it. Okay, just slip it over the hands, and it's a nice tight fit. And this pistol can be placed in the holster. Just slip it in there. It is a little bit high off of the holster there. It would have been nice if that holster was a little bit deeper, but that's okay. Not too bad on there. And Nick Fury Jr. also has a jetpack, which I think is pretty cool here. And actually, you know what? Looking at it now, this jetpack is really for the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent because there's no peg hole on the back of this figure. That's interesting. So I guess Nick Fury Jr. doesn't have a jetpack. This goes with the heavy S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. And but taking a look at that, you can see that it's pretty cool. On there, it's got some nice sculpting detail. A bit of a surprise for me, since I thought it was for Nick Fury Jr. because Nick Fury Sr., I guess, had a jetpack at one point. But you know what? This particular figure does not have a... Oh, you know what it is? It's the heavy S.H.I.E.L.D. agent that needs it, because I bet that jacket has a peg hole in the back. There you go. See? Right there. So we would have to slip this back onto the figure. Let's go ahead and put this on there. Put the hat back on there. And what we can do is slip the jetpack right over the peg hole here. You gotta squeeze it in. So that's kind of neat. Unfortunate that Nick Fury Jr. doesn't have it, but S.H.I.E.L.D. agent figure does. So that's pretty neat. Now, what's also neat is that you have some effects to go with this jetpack, which is pretty cool. You have here a flame effect or exhaust effect. You can slip over the bottom of this set here, which is cool. So you can look. He looks like he's flying in the air, which is neat. And what's even cooler is this right here, a flame stand. So you got a rectangular peg there that you can peg to the bottom of the flame effect there, and just plug that in, and now your S.H.I.E.L.D. agent is blasting off from the ground into the air, which is really cool. Now my particular stand is not very level that much, so you have to maybe adjust it here and there to make it look like he's level, but it's a little bit slanted on my particular set there. But just a little finagle here and there on the angle a little bit, and you can get your S.H.I.E.L.D. agent blasting off there. So that's actually kind of neat on there. Again, it would have been really cool if this was for Nick Fury Jr., which I thought it was going to be. So it looks like the only accessory for Nick Fury Jr. is the pistol. And of course another supplied display base, translucent display base, which I am really grateful for. It looks like the newer Minimates sets have one for each figure now. It used to be that they only supplied one base for two figures, so it's kind of cool that they are now including that for both figures. So, but the other accessories that are associated with Nick Fury Jr. are for the different configuration for the Steve Rogers figure, which is pretty cool. And what we're going to go ahead and do is configure this particular Nick Fury Jr. into Steve Rogers. And what we do is we just pull off the head on here. It looks like this one's pretty tight. And then we have a supplied head of Steve Rogers, which is cool. You could have always used another Steve Rogers head from a different set, but Art Asylum is allowing you to include a Steve Rogers head with a hairpiece there, so that's kind of cool. And we have a Steve Rogers there, and then we have to replace the hands, and they supplied you with a appropriate set of hands there. And let me just go ahead and plug that in. Plug it in here. And we have a Steve Rogers here figure in the nice uniform that I always liked with this particular figure when he was not Captain America. So really cool. And one final piece we have here is Steve Rogers' shield. And of course he was not Captain America at the time when he was donning this particular outfit, and he did not have his shield because pretty much Bucky Cap had that at the time. So what we have is the energized version of the shield, and this particular shield is actually kind of cool. It represents that energized version of the shield in that this is made of a semi-translucent plastic, which is really, really cool that they did that. And there's a peg on there, and there is no peg on this figure, so on the back, and so you can't really do that, and it's not meant to be that way anyways because it's an energy shield, it's not the physical shield. What we have is an extra hand attachment here with a wrist strap sculpted onto it, which is really cool because this is the device that summons or creates the energy shield. And you just take off the hand there, and what you have to do is just slip this the wrist strap over the wrist and peg the hand into the wrist socket area. And you have a peg here that you can plug the shield into, which is really, really cool. Let me adjust his hair there. So you have a Steve Rogers with an energized shield there and a pistol. So really cool. Steve Rogers as Steve Rogers, not as Cap. So really, really nice addition of parts to include if you want to configure it for Nick Fury Jr. or Steve Rogers. And it's kind of cool that they allow you to do this if you want one or the other. Now if you want both, you're going to have to find another set, which is another wise decision on Art Asylum's part, allowing you to buy more than one set if you want one of each. So pretty cool, and I really like this particular set because of the nice amount of accessories that are included and the different configurations you can put this figure in, which is really, really, really nice. I really dig this set. And let me just go ahead and put this guy back on, and we're gonna go ahead and end this video here with the casual peek into the Minimates 2-pack set of Nick Fury Jr. and the Heavy S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.